Cortisol is an adrenal hormone that is a long-term stress response. So when you first get stressed, you get adrenaline. So boom, you're ready to go. You're ready to do things. But if that continues on, you cannot keep producing adrenaline at that level. So your body will then start producing cortisol. Cortisol also has a normal response as well. You wake up in the morning, cortisol rises, blood pressure rises, you get up, you start moving around. That's a great thing. And then it has a curve. So around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it starts kind of dipping down a little bit. And then later on in the day, melatonin takes over, kind of change places with the cortisol so that you have a nice alertness during the day and then sleep during the night. So what happens when cortisol gets just out of whack is that you don't sleep at night. You have a 3 o'clock slump in the middle of the afternoon. Those things are not amazing. The other things that happen when cortisol gets too high are much more serious. When cortisol is extremely elevated, it will actually start to break apart the inside of blood vessels. And this can be the beginning of heart disease as well as a number of other organ diseases, but hearts are the main thing we see this in. So cholesterol comes along. Its purpose in the body, among others, is to act as kind of a repairing agent, a bondo, if you will. There's cracks inside of your blood vessels. Cholesterol comes along, smooths that out so that you don't have those cracks. However, just like you can see bondo down the side of a car, in your blood vessels there can be tiny little lips that calcium, blood, cholesterol, other things can get caught on, which can cause blockages in your vessels. So that can lead to heart disease. That's why there's such a huge correlation between elevated stress, heart disease, diabetes, just all of the negative kind of disease processes that we can think about that are rampant in our society, because stress is also rampant in our society. And one of the things that we can do to bring that down is just breathing. So breathing in on a 4 count, out on an 8 count. That alone is enough to reduce your stress response, bring your body back into homeostasis, which means into its normal phase, and reduce those levels of cortisol. Other things that you can do are to get good sleep. So we actually need to go to sleep when it starts getting dark, and we need to be able to wake up without an alarm clock. So that alarm clock stimulates an excessive cortisol response more so than we should have. Shortcutting your sleep, there are many reasons that we don't want to shortcut our sleep. All have to do with your memory and long-term health of your brain. But just talking about cortisol now, not so great for you to need an alarm clock every day to jolt you out of sleep. Other things, so meditation, Tai Chi, yoga, lots and lots of things can bring down those cortisol levels. Eating well, having great relationships with family and friends, doing fun things, having hobbies. In short, living life the way we are intended to, rather than living in that box, pushing yourself through every day, hitting it hard, getting after it, whatever you want to say. By all means, there's days we need that, but it should not be every single day.